21? Is this
21.
Is this the Dion episode?
This is the Dion episode. I was going to say this is the Dion episode featuring 21 Savage.
Oh, 21.
You know, 21. Today we're going to do a little, we'll do a little reaction to the PGA Championship. My boy, Xander won. Talk a little Mavs and Wolves. We got your last week in history segment. And then, I need you to tell me if I need to get a golf coach or not.
Oh, so we shall see.
We need to talk about that, and I have some confessions to make. But first and foremost, Xander Schauffele wins PGA Championship 21 under. I think it was 21 under for the win. In insane fashion, shoots a birdie on the last hole. Almost came down to the wire and lost it again. I was getting afraid that he was going to do the same thing he did the previous week, and my heart was going to be broken again. And when he made that shot, when he made that putt, I literally jumped. I mean, it was weird. It was one of those things where you're kind of happy for the guy. You're like, I feel like he deserved to win one, and he finally got his moment. And it was cool. So I think it was his first major. And then he also hadn't won a tournament in a couple years. So, but he's been right there, top 5, finished second quite a bit. So, congratulations to the man. What were your? Did you tune in at all?
I did tune in. I followed it. Well, I followed it all week, especially because you picked Xander and I picked Morikawa, and man, going into the final day, I'm like, let's go. We are calling this stuff.
And in case picks, let's go, boy.
Yeah. And you knocked that one out of the park. You'd have gotten because he was plus 2,500. You would have just knocked it out of the park there. Yeah. But the thing I noticed was, first of all, freaking awesome about Scheffler going to prison for a couple hours and then coming back.
Yeah. That was insane. I saw a tweet that was like, gets out of jail and still going to be able to make his tee time is the widest clip, is the widest, tagline ever.
Just unbelievable. And he came out and he shot, I think, a 67. Yeah, he shot a 67 that round, a 66 in round 2. He fell apart on Saturday. He shot a 73 because he went 60. Scheffler went 67, 66, 73, 65. So he'd have been right in it.
I didn't know he had a 65 on the last day.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he had that one bad day, and that was it. The thing that really set Xander apart for me was that first round when he was 9 under.
Yeah.
Yeah, 62.
62. Same thing last year at the tournament, but it was in L.A. Him and, what's his name? Our boy, Orange Pants.
Oh, Fowler?
They both shot a 62 first round last year. Or 1 or 2 of the rounds. The guy that I thought was going to sneak up is the Irishman. What's that guy's name? Kind of pudgy guy.
Shane Lowry?
Yeah. He was in the top 4 to 5. And he on Sunday, they were showing him warm up. And he looked just so relaxed and kind of bouncing around. I was like, uh-oh.
He might be trouble.
He might be trouble. But he kind of fell apart too. He didn't fall apart, but he just didn't have a great Sunday.
He shot a 62 on Saturday to put him back in contention, then a 70. So, he was 2 shots back going into that. And just incredible. The thing I noticed, I saw this online, but the lowest combined score by the field in PGA Championship history, so by everybody. In 2018 at, I don't know what the course name that is, but they shot a plus 59.
Okay.
In 1995, they shot a plus 40. So it's the whole field combined. And then this year, they shot a minus 214.
Golly.
So they were scoring opportunity after scoring opportunity after scoring opportunity. Yeah. And that's what killed Morikawa. Morikawa shot a 71. He shot 1 under. I think he birdied 18. And that was it.
He birdied the last hole. He got 1 birdie.
One birdie all day.
He kind of reminded me of that last round of the Masters, though. Because he was playing with Scotty. His temperament, he kind of loses it on Sunday. And it's like, you hate to see it because he's so good. I'm sure he looked happy at the end of the round, but obviously he probably wanted to win. But
didn't make any shots.
He's got a temper, and he just couldn't get any birdies. He's just frustrated. So I get it.
If I shot 70, I'd be over the moon. The clip. So what won it? Bryson DeChambeau. And I love Bryson. He's weird. He has a great YouTube channel. Where he's always trying to break 50 or break 60. Just insane.
Shout out.
Long drive champions, all these things. He shot a 64 shot a 68 on the first day, so he's 6 back. Then the rest of the week, 65, 67, 64. He finishes 20 under. He birdies 18. And so then Xander, his drive is kind of by it's by the sand trap. And so then he's got to hit. He's in the sand trap. Let me pull up this clip.
Yeah, that shot. That was the shot where I said, okay, he's falling apart.
Yeah, there you go. So you see where his feet are. His feet are in the sand trap. The ball is above his feet, and he smacks one over the river,
through the woods, all the way to Grandma's house, but just short of that sand trap. That's the other thing too. He avoided the sand the second time, and man, it was a fantastic. If you would have heard
his caddy was talking to him as well, and I don't know if he was like messing with his mind, but he was like, if you do hit it in that sand trap, it's not a bad shot. Like the sand trap right by the green.
I heard that.
Probably so mentally he wouldn't be, I can't go into that sand trap. I got to be just left of it. Just thinking, if I do hit it there, it's fine. Because he was like, I'm going to aim right at the pin. Because with his feet placement, he knew he was going to hit a little left, right?
I like.
Or was it the other way around?
Good golf coaching. A little foreshadowing.
Thank you.
The other thing I liked, Bryson DeChambeau. I don't know if you saw the clip where he throws the ball to the kid and some guy grabs it.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, get back here.
He's so aggressive.
He is. I like the guy. Though. If you would have paid me $200 million, I'd have gone to live.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we've been through this. But yeah, Xander with the sand shot scared me. And then I will say this, speaking of foreshadowing, I was watching him warm up before the round, and they were showing him like putt. And it was like the one clip they showed of him. He hit this putt that like rimmed out when he was warming up. And I was kind of like, oh man, is that like a precursor of what his day is going to be? And then that last putt, like almost rimmed out, but it fell in. I was like, whoo. It's like he redeemed himself from practice, which was hilarious. But
practice?
Man, damn.
Just trying to. And not the game. I'm talking about practice.
I'm talking about practice. Have you seen that commercial out? It's like Chase. It's for Chase or something like that.
Oh, he did Kevin one, Hart, yeah.
AI, and I think Steph Curry. It's a little forced, but it's still funny. Now, let me tell you about practice.
Practice. Now, switching, might as well transition there to a little bit of basketball.
Yeah, man.
Mavs in 6. Mavs in 6.
Hey, man, I've had some haters, and I want to hear what you think the keys to the series is going to be. But I've had a handful of people text me and say, Wolves in 4, Wolves in 5.
Or...
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that they're just going to run through the Mavs. Like, just since they just ran through the Nuggets.
That was in 7. They didn't run through them.
I wrote a question mark here for you that said Mavs in 6. I figured that's what you would say. I'm going to take the field again just because I've done that and I don't want to jinx anything.
It's worked so far.
Here's what I think is going to be the difference maker for the Mavs. And then I'll tell you my Timberwolves here in a little bit. I think they're going to shut down Lively and Gafford. They're going to shut down the inside game. They're going to plug the paint. We need Maxey back to play like he did in the first round. And there's a potential that he's going to be able to play into the series. But we're going to need a guy like him. We're going to need PJ and Derrick Jones Jr. to outplay Naz Reid and who's that other guy? Jaden McDaniels.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be it's that point in the series where it's all about the others, or it's that series where it's all about the others. I think Kyrie and Luka are going to kind of cancel out with Ant and Cat,
right?
And it's going to be up to the other guys. So we need something from. I'd love to have Maxey back, or we need what's his face? Who's Junior? Who's my boy? Who I said
Which
was supposed
one?
to be the Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr. So I don't know if you know this, but the Mavs have like 4 juniors on their team: Derek Jones Jr., PJ Washington Jr., Tim Hardaway Jr., and Derek Lively the second.
Jason Kidd Jr.
Yeah. What I liked, I agree with you to a certain extent, because what the Wolves did, let me tell you, they in Game 7. Let's get my numbers right. With the Nuggets, Jokic and Murray had 69 points. Nice. But the rest of them only managed 21. So Jokic got his because he's unguardable.
Yeah.
You know, you can play 24 seconds of perfect defense. He's still going to score. And Murray is a great player as well.
Right.
So I feel like Doncic and Kyrie can get theirs. And like you said, I agree with you. You know, it's Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert are going to clog up the middle. They're going to make it difficult. I agree with you about needing Maxey because this is a bigger team. So the Mavs dominated the rebounding with OKC. Just
correct.
I think they out-rebounded them by like 5 a game. Just dominated them. The Wolves out-rebounded Denver. So I think the rebounding matchup is going to be much more even. They're both defensively solid teams. You know, you have the defensive player of the year again in Gobert, who stepped it up. They were down 3-2.
He did. Yeah.
And they stepped it up. I still think Cat is soft, so I think he's going to get exposed a little bit in this series.
Same.
And it's just a matter of if Derek Jones Jr., or PJ Washington, Maxi Kleber, that combination can slow down Ant enough to help make this a Mavs in 6 kind of series. But I mean, when they were down 17, how did you feel when the Mavs were playing OKC in Game 6? What were your feelings in that? Because they were down 17 at half or around then.
I was planning on losing the game, so I was thinking to myself, "Man, this is going to go to 7." And it's, you know, who knows what's going to happen in a Game 7. The fact that they pulled it out was, I was kind of shocked. Like, but then at the end of the game, I wasn't surprised. I was like, of course, like we should have won the series, but I was surprised we won that game.
Right. I was pretty calm. I was like, I think we can do it. Yeah. Like OKC seemed like they were playing 110%. Hitting shots, and I'm like, they're going to wear down. The numbers are going to get a little better. We're going to have a shot at the end. They held PJ Washington scoreless for 3, but he scored. He went Kyrie in the 4th and scored 9. Derek Jones Jr. scored 22. Like, yeah, it was great. And then just slowly chipping away. Like, it was a very mature victory that gives me confidence that we can be down double digits. We're not panic. We stick to the game plan. Stick to the defense. The odds will even up. You're not going to keep shooting 10% from 3, 20% from 3. It'll even out. I do think you're right about, like I said, Kleber defensively, but it's going to be tight. And I think the Mavs. Go ahead.
Our shooting, we have to shoot better. Like Luka has to shoot at least 30% from 3.
At least.
At least. I do want to take I got a quick note. I don't want to go too deep into this, but the rise and fall of the Nuggets, I think, happened a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Not to say that they're done, but in the press conference, you know, you heard Coach Malone and all the players talking about like how they were just kind of like mentally exhausted. Looking back at the last like 10 to 15 years with the Warriors who had the 5-year run. And then did LeBron James have the best
decade of all time. He went to the finals nine times in 10 years.
It's really hard to argue unless you're talking about the Celtics playing against 7 other teams, you know?
Yeah, like the mental but like you saw it with the Warriors too. After those 5, like even having like the team just fell apart injury wise, but then also like mentally, it just like they exploded and needed a couple years to revive. I didn't think it was going to happen to the Nuggets that fast. And what it sounds like is Coach Malone had been like preaching to them like, hey, we need to be like a 3-peat 4 or 5 title type team. It's like, did he kind of run them ragged too fast?
I think they lost some players in free agency and didn't replace them with the right young guys. That's one thing the Warriors kind of had nicely was even before KD, you know, they had a starting 5 and they had a few off the bench, but they had a really nice 7-8 man rotation. And I think they lost some of their rotation pieces. Yeah, and I think they also said Bruce Bowen.
Not Bruce Bowen. Who's the guy? Bruce something.
Bruce Wayne, I think. Wayne Enterprises.
He was on the Pacers and he got traded. Yeah, Bruce Brown. That's it.
Bruce Brown. I was like, you're close.
Bruce Bowen's the Spurs, right?
Gosh, dirty player. But love him on the
I heard him in a clip yesterday. That's what that was. I guess he wasn't a great offensive player for a while. Like they used to just leave him wide open. Then he learned how to hit a corner 3. But
it's the dream.
You want to talk about the Celtics Pacers at all?
I just want to say you were right about the Knicks and freaking
thank you.
Tom Thibodeau just runs his team. He just doesn't rotate. He plays them like they play such an intense style. They run them ragged, and it's like the Pacers. They would play their guys 33, 34 minutes a night, and the Knicks play them 40 minutes a night. And over the course of a season, especially with how, like, no offense to Rick Carlisle's teams, but they don't usually play as intensive a defense as Tom Thibodeau's teams. And I mean, if you're playing 100% all the time, you're going to run down, and that's what happened. So chalk another one up for Casey.
There we go. I will
Boston
say this.
In 5, 6? They're really well
Game
rested.
1's going on right now. Boston started out on a 14-2 run. It is now 40-33.
40-33?
Here's my view of it. And I have conflicting things to say. I think that Boston should be worried because the Pacers got it figured out. They got the 9-man rotation. Like I'm saying, saying it last week. Their starters are not getting worn out. They're playing 34 minutes. Yeah. Little booger. I think if it's going to be a high scoring series, I got the Pacers in 7.
Oh wow.
But I will say this: if Boston can keep it probably like below a 105 average, I think they win the series. And if they win this series, I think they win it all.
Yeah.
They go win in the finals too.
It's just hard. I saw a picture of like the trenches in World War I. No,
I saw the Pacers. So
I saw a picture of the trenches in World War I, and it said Western Conference playoffs. And then I saw like a family sitting in a field, and it was like Eastern Conference playoffs. It's just so brutal. Like the Celtics are just, and they haven't they earned the easy schedule. You know, you can't help who you play. Yeah. So
they've been so dominant all year, and they made the first 2 rounds look easy.
Yeah, you can make it look hard. Mavs in 6. Mavs in 6.
So you got Mavs in 6.
Hey, it's been working. I'm gonna make a whole montage of myself saying Mavs in 6.
Keep it going.
Yeah, cool thing. Dallas-Fort Worth. Stars in the Western Conference Finals. Mavs in the Western Conference Finals. Apparently, this is only the 4th time this has happened in the same city for basketball, hockey, and the first time since the Devils and Nets did it, I think, in 2002 conference finals. Now, no team has played in the same city in both the NBA finals and the NHL finals, Stanley Cup finals. So maybe, I'm not saying it's, There's like a 20% chance because, like the Mavs are 50-50. I think the Wolves are slight favorites and the Stars are slight favorites. So maybe it's like a 25% chance.
50-50 time.
Yeah. The only other one that was close was the Florida Panthers who play in Fort Lauderdale and the Miami Heat who play in South Beach were in the finals at the same time last year. But those are like 40 miles, 50 miles apart. So don't really count it.
What's cool about the Stars and Mavs is they play in the same arena.
Yeah, same arena. That's the key.
That would be tricky. Like how the schedule would work. Every other night.
That's what we're doing the next 14 nights starting tomorrow. Mavs, Stars, Mavs, Stars, Mavs, Stars, Mavs, Stars, Mavs, Stars.
Yeah,
Stars
that's what's going on right now.
6.
Stars in 6. Who's left on the hockey side?
So Stars are playing Edmonton, their eternal playoff rival, and the Rangers of New York are playing the Panthers of Florida. So the Stars and Oilers is all of my childhood memories. They played in the playoffs in 1997, and the Oilers won 4-3. They played them in 98, and the Stars won. They played them in 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2003. They met in the playoffs 6 straight years, if my math is right. Maybe 7. Yeah, so the Oilers won the first one, and the Stars won all the rest. So, but it's been 20 years since they played in the playoffs. But this is like super nostalgia for me because every year, me growing up, the Stars are in the playoffs. We'd either start with the Oilers or in the second round with the Oilers. And just watching the games. I remember listening to a game. We won a game in like double overtime while we were in a McDonald's parking lot listening to them. Like there's so many memories involved. But I'm excited. My dad mentioned, he's like, I've never been to a finals game before. So I might have to shell out some big bucks for Stanley Cup Finals tickets to take my dad.
Absolutely. So, you have to do that now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a not so subtle hint. I've never gone before. Like, really? Me neither. Cool.
All those games I took you to.
It was a lot. I do owe them.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Good times. Well, hopefully they win. So you got Stars in 6. Dallas in 6.
Dallas in 6, just straight 6. Baby. Come on.
How many games are the Cowboys going to win? 6.
6. So, the other thing that's freaking crazy, man, is, we're like, man, conference finals, into the tunnel. No, you're halfway there. You've won 8 of 16. That's the thing that blows my mind is like, you have 8 wins left.
You're halfway there.
And you've already gotten through the easy part. Seems like the first 2 rounds are like, God. But no, those are always the worst teams. So now it's going to be tough.
Yeah. It's going to be rough and tough.
Rough and tough.
Hopefully they can pull it out.
Hope so.
Hopefully.
Said maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, the other thing I was going to say is hockey is way better than basketball at overtime. Sudden death overtime is so intense.
That is.
Every second, every shift, you're just like, is this it? Is this not it? Because, like one deflection, one shot. With basketball, you're like, okay, we're down 5, but there's 4 minutes left. We're okay. But man.
And overtime scores are always super low in basketball. Like there's several times it's like 7-3.
Yeah.
Or like, I've seen one that was like 4-1. You're like, what?
-2. How did y'all do that?
Yeah. Everyone's just so gassed.
But yeah, sudden death.
They should play a full game of knockout with both teams.
Let's do a free throw. All right, 1, 2, go.
Yeah. All right, we're down to 2.
Gosh, knockout is so. When was the last time you played? By the way, because I'm gassed right now. Yeah, I'm like I played 10 minutes of basketball.
Man.
Hard. Maybe 15.
We played as a group. I think maybe in February. You're frozen for a second, buddy. Hope you're back.
I know. It said
I think February.
Dang. How was it? How do you feel?
So I don't know, man. I can still get out there and get it. Like, I don't know what it. I have a basketball. I think my body is conditioned to play basketball, kind of like yours is to play soccer.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. I can just hop back in there. It takes me a little bit to get the feel for the game back, and then I think I just like it so much.
This feels good.
Fun playing it. It feels good. Yeah. I'm just like, man, I'm enjoying it. You hit a couple buckets, talking shit. You're like, let's go.
Yeah. I was at the end of it. I was like,
check, please.
Check, please. That's what that was supposed to be. Check, please.
Oh, I heard it.
I was done. Done, I say.
What in the world's going on?
Morgan. My energy hit a wall. It was hot today. It was hot today, and I'm just like, I was so amped, and now I'm like,
your like voice is delayed with your body. I don't know if that's because you're tired. Are you throwing your voice?
Am I? You ever watch a lot of Godzilla? I love Godzilla movies growing up, and it was always great. Of like, we've got to run. Yeah, Japanese dubbing. I'm just saying,
bro. What's going on? What?
Is it really that bad?
No, you're good now. I just like your total like vibe just changed.
I don't know. I disconnected and then I reconnected as someone else.
I spawned. Boom. Spawned to me in another life. What you got on history, bro? You want to do it or no?
Let's do it. Well, I got a couple things that. So this is Tuesday, May 21st. So I got three. Let's do 4 things. First one. In 1985, on May 15th, last week, the discovery of the ozone hole. Do you remember this growing up, the ozone hole?
I don't remember the ozone hole. Was there a hole in the... I thought that was always a thing.
Yeah, there's a hole in the ozone. And they mentioned it in Austin Powers, where he's like, there's a hole in the ozone.
There's a hole in the ozone.
And it was the biggest thing in the late 90s, which I guess you'd have been... You're a couple years younger than me. Maybe you wouldn't have been fully conscious of it. But man, it was like the thing we were all worried about. Kind of like climate change now. It's the ozone hole. And then it just... We just stopped talking about it. So, just disappeared. That's all I had to say about that. That was a big part of my childhood. Hole. Yeah. Big part of my childhood. And we just decided one day, nah, I'm good. The 1954, on May 17th, Brown versus the Board of Education, ruling that racial segregation is unconstitutional.
Good stuff.
Big fan. Also, since I have Amon-Ra St. Brown, I tested it today. And St. Brown versus the Board of Education does fit on ESPN. So that will be my fantasy football name this year. St. Brown versus the Board of Education. He'll be my keeper over Justin Jefferson, I think.
Wow.
I like him. I like the quarterback.
You don't believe in
got
McCarthy?
The rookie quarterback. Just not as a rookie. And we have a rule where you can only keep him 2 years. So this would be my last year of Justin Jefferson anyway. And I could have Amon-Ra for 2 more years. So that's kind of my thought process.
You said that we should have a light beverage during our show. So I have 2 liters of lean. Shout out to Zero. Shout out to H-Town.
Very, very light lean. Man.
That threw you off, didn't it?
It did. Which one's
nice.
Okay? Which one's lean? Which one's purple drink? Purple drink is cough syrup and something else.
Scissor. I don't know. Lean, I think, is I don't know. Let's see what the recipe is. How to make lean. Combining. I don't want to say it on here, bro. I don't want to give it another reason for our video to get taken down. You just make it so you put it in this bottle and then you drink it.
Gotcha.
I had some lean one time. Funny enough.
Decent.
I was at a it was weird. I had a buddy. I won't say the setting or whatever, but he walks up to me and he was like, "Hey, I made some lean." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Can I try it?" I took a sip of it. I was like, it's not, it's kind of cotton candy / cough syrupy. But I was also terrified after I took a sip of it. I was like, now I'm going to die. So I went back to drinking Coors Light.
Back to your Coors.
occurs. Keep it simple.
What about this one? In 1980, on May 18th, Mount St. Helen erupts.
Wow. I didn't know she could talk.
Boom! That's a different Helen.
Oh, Mountain? I wasn't talking about her.
A Helen Keller reference.
Oh, no.
She's deaf and mute and erupted.
I had a cousin named Helen.
Did you ever see the video on that? The guy who was like, I'm not leaving. They're like, it's going to erupt. You're going to die. He's like, I've lived here for 80 years.
Just like, he just wrote it out.
He died.
It's like those hurricaners.
Yeah.
They're like, you need to get out of town. He's like, I'm riding it out.
57 people died, devastating a 210 square miles of wilderness. And it's called Click Here for More Info by Native Americans. No, I'm sorry, that's not it.
Okay. That's the subreddit.
That's the subreddit. Click here for more info. And then on May 20th, the last one, 1883, Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis received patents for blue jeans.
Dang.
Let's go. They made a patent to create work pants reinforced with metal rivets, giving birth to one of the most famous garments, blue jeans, in San Francisco. So San Francisco does have something good.
Play out a yearbook here and say, overrated.
Oh. Okay.
Blue jeans.
Yeah. Do y'all get rewarded with Blue Jean Day at work?
I work in construction, so I wear blue jeans every day.
Okay.
But I prefer like a light khaki.
Okay.
I prefer that. I feel like it's more comfortable. Blue jeans, to me, are never very comfortable. I don't like wearing them. Like during the winter time, I like athletic shorts and athletic pants. I think that they should have made that more official. You know?
Look, what are they? The golf pants that are like the action pants, the real stretchy ones? I love those. Costco, what's up? And then
BBL Drizzy.
I have a pair of stretchy blue jeans. Not like jeggings, but like they are stretchier. And I like those. Definitely better than the real thick, heavy ones.
Yeah, when they started doing that, I became a fan as well.
Back in, I think. That's all I got for last week in history.
We're pretty simple this week. I feel like we got a simple one this week.
That's all right.
Golf
We're emotionally exhausted.
No?
We're emotionally exhausted from all the playoffs we've been watching.
Absolutely. Let's throw a wrench in it real quick. I want to go. Let's talk about that ad that you texted me about. Whoa, what was that?
Yeah, let me show you a edited version, so that way,
okay,
I won't get taken off. So Apple got into some trouble with this ad here. Hang on, let me set the stage before we play it. But basically, you see here, it's got all these awesome human things. It's got a piano, it's got a trumpet. It's hard to see on here, but it's got trumpet, piano, it's got painting, it's got all these great human tactile inventions and usage. Okay. And then that's a big press. And this is a sped up version. I edited it significantly. But then the press goes, crushes these human inventions. The video game says game over. The TV, the glasses, the guitar, the books, the paint.
Don't
all
tell
of
me
it.
It's going to say AI.
Smashed, right? Destroyed. And what comes out? Oh, it's really just cut off right before it showed the thing. Interesting. What comes out is the iPad. And so it was very controversial. People hated it because technology and AI, like we have this fear that it's going to take these things that are human and beautiful and just put them on a screen and take away from reality.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does. I kind of get where they're going with it. They're like, we put that all in one thing. That was like the press, like we pressed it into something.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're supposed to squeeze it.
I get the marketing tactic, but it's kind of a flat. It's
it's a little destructive. It's a little sad because it's like, hey, you took like. It reminds me of when in Toy Story when all the toys are going towards that fire, and you're just like, is this it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? I think it was in Toy Story 4, maybe.
Have I not told you about my opinion on that?
No.
I was about to give a standing ovation at that scene for the greatest ending in movie history.
I have heard you
his childhood is over, right? It's a symbol of like, yes, childhood is over. Let go of these things. And I'm like, about to give a clapping standing ovation for the first time in history.
It was breaking my heart. That it's kind of that similar thing. You're like, no, man, like let that stuff stick around. Don't let your childhood die. Even if you get old, you still got Woody.
That's right. I think what people didn't like about that commercial is what they don't like about AI in general is it seems like it's taking away human creativity. It seems like now it's not necessarily, but like you want AI to do your laundry and we want AI to like mow our lawn, but we don't want them to make music and art. And yet here they are doing these creative things and now we're still doing our laundry and mowing our lawns. So I get where people's fear is and why they're like, no, we want the tactile things. We want the keyboard and we want the video game and we want the piano and we want these things. We don't want a touch screen and GarageBand. We want to learn how to play for real.
Correct. Yeah. No, I think it's point well taken. So was there a bunch of flack this morning? Is that when that was? Or yeah, okay.
Yeah, I heard about it last night. So I think a lot of the flack was yesterday. Yesterday.
Whole bunch of trouble seems so far away. Seems so. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I don't at the same time. AI is not going to take over. So
you're not scared of technology?
Nah, I think it'll be good. I think we'll have to figure it all out, but we're not smart enough to do that. We're not smart enough to create something that can take a life of its own. At least those are my opinions.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So here's the thing about the golf coach deal. I've been playing decently. And I went out yesterday, and I think it was because I had a long weekend, just a bunch of stuff going on. And then I woke up at the crack of dawn yesterday. I think I was just tired, but I had the worst range day I think I've had in the last 10 years.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't hit a golf ball. Like I literally couldn't get the ball up in the air. Like, and I was hitting off grass, but at one point, I started teeing up and hitting with my 8-iron. Like, I got to see the ball fly. Like,
just topping everything.
I was chunking it, topping it, and then like I couldn't keep the club in my hand. Like that's what I was like. I think I'm exhausted. I didn't eat. I hit half a bucket, and I was like, I'm leaving. Like I'm going home, and I went to bed at 8:00 last night. So
there you go.
But I'm thinking about getting a coach. I want to get my driver better. I can crank with the irons. I'm embarrassed off the tee box right now because I can't even survive off of it.
What are you hitting off the tee?
I'm hitting a driver.
Well, no, distance. A driver and a golf ball.
Dude, so like you've probably heard me say this a million times, but like what was that, 2 years ago? I mean, even a year ago at this time, like a year ago and then 2 years ago, I mean, I'm 250. You know, I'm cranking it. I've had some that are, I'll hit a 300-yard drive if there's a good run downhill. But right now, shoot, I'm like barely 200. Or I'm 240, but I'm a banana 240. I mean, yeah. So,
yeah,
I don't know what the deal. And I had it dialed in. I had my little cut dialed in a while back to where I could fly it, but the cut was just not as much. But now it's just. And then when I go left, it's so. I don't know, bro.
I got to get something figured out. I got a guy I've been texting back and forth with. He's one of the golf pros down here. I saw him one time about a year ago. He helped me out with some iron stuff. So,
does he do a package deal? The one I did a 4 for X amount.
He's pretty easy. It's like you pay per lesson, and it's not bad. And the guy I can't remember his name, but he played on tour. He's the pro down here at Onion Creek.
Onion Creek.
He's an older guy. He's probably Onion Creek Golf Club. He's probably I'm gonna say he's about 60. He might be 60, but he's a young spirit. So we'll see, man. If not, I'll have to call Tiger.
Been watching clips. It's so dangerous to just watch YouTube clips. I'm like, I can do that because he's doing his little cut. He's doing a flop shot, and then it spins to the side. So he's aiming it 8 yards this way, and I'm like, should I do that? Yeah. No, you have to be able to hit a cut. You have to be able to hit a flop shot first. Stop it.
I think I saw that this past week. I think it was there was a Max Homa one, and then there was somebody else. Are they doing a lot more of those they're shooting videos of those guys on the range and having them mic'd up?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's through the brands, to your point.
I think it's Callaway. Is Tiger playing with Callaway or TaylorMade?
TaylorMade's got one for sure. And then maybe Callaway's got a couple too. But
I think they're seeing Bryson's success on YouTube. And I like I said, I really enjoy his channel. He's trying to break 50 with all these guys. And
he's a cool dude. Yeah.
Big fan. I would steal a little kid's golf ball. No. It's business. It's business time.
I don't have any, but I wanted to hear yours.
Oh, okay. Well, thank God I wrote a couple. My future business ideas. So I am a entrepreneur spirit. I'm never. I'm always looking for a side hustle. This is my YouTube side hustle. I would say ministry is not a side hustle. It makes it sound bad, but it's kind of always part of my life. I'm going to do some fantasy football stuff. Oops. There it goes. Drop the golf ball.
Okay.
Do some fantasy football stuff over the summer. Going to try to get one of my friends a championship against me, oddly enough. So we'll see where that goes. But the one I have a few. I always have business ideas that I've planned out. And one of them I want to do since I'm in education. As an educator, I want a soccer school or a sports school.
Ooh.
And
how does that work?
It's militaristic in discipline, but we're doing practice 2-3 times a day. Because one of the things I noticed growing up is Dad would come home from work. So we'd drive home from Dallas. We lived in Forney, 30 minutes. And then we go back to North Dallas for soccer practice.
Yeah.
Now, if you lived in North Dallas, it's a little less drive, and then from 6 to 8, we'd practice 2 times a week. And then the game's on Saturday, sometimes Sunday too. And so you're spending an extra 2, 4, 5, 6 plus hours. You have to drive through traffic each week, just going to and from soccer practice. And I'm like, why not just make it the school is select soccer? It'd be a public school. And, you'd emphasize, you don't pass, you don't play kind of thing. And you got 2 or 3 recesses a day, couple practices, and one just whatever, free play. Yeah. Just train them up.
I mean, isn't that what, don't some of the European clubs do that?
Yeah, the academy, they have that, but it's the FC Dallas will have that, but I think that's up in Frisco. Different. Well, it is and it is. I mean, that's basically what the European clubs do. I don't know if that works with public money or not. My goal would be to use public money because you can be a public charter school in Texas and be like I said, super disciplined. They don't take no crap. And maybe at the end of school each day, we do soccer practice. Because that's the other thing too is school ends and when do the kids get picked up?
Yeah.
So that was kind of one of my thoughts of what if we were to combine things? 'Cause I'm all about efficiency. My degree is in economics. How can we make two things together into one? You want to be elite in school? You want to have great learning, but you also want to raise good athletes. How are you going to do that? So that's my number one business idea in my head. What will it cost? I don't know.
No telling. Yeah. I think that could be sick.
But you could do that across sports, football, basketball, baseball.
Even if you don't like go play in college or something like that, just the work ethic and the team dynamic, everything you get from playing a sport I think it's so good for a kid.
Get some coaching.
Yeah.
Well, just teach you
like, you learn how to lose. You learn how to get coached. You learn how to, play with your teammates. That's one of my fears of the basketball game is, Cuban was talking about this too. Like all the kids now, they follow the NBA players and they're more dialed into like the individual aspect of the game. Like, all these AAU kids, like they have their own coach, like they do drills by themselves a lot, as opposed to like, probably similar with soccer, like just playing straight pickup, like learning the game through playing with the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to lose that aspect of people.
Yeah, copying moves off of people, burning people in practice. I love watching like you ever seen All or Nothing on Amazon?
Yeah.
So they got them for football, they got them for soccer, they got them for a few things.
Totally lied.
The soccer ones are great because people are just trying to put the ball between the legs of their opponent all day in practice. They mock them, they make fun of them, they push them down. Like there's all this team stuff and camaraderie and stuff that builds up that in a very individualistic society.
Camaraderie.
I am the walrus.
What else you got, bro? What else is going through your mind?
Golf room update. So painted. Okay. I got the blue boards behind me. I got those up on the wall. So I got to do some padding. Because what I'm trying to do, you're supposed to get like a foot or two off the wall. I'm trying to cheat that a little bit and keep as much space as I can. So I'm going to put some padding on the wall and then I'll put my screen up. And then I should be ready by this weekend when my brother's in town. So that's pretty exciting. So brother's coming in. Hopefully I have the simulator set up. Maybe we can play some golf and watch some basketball. I'm just saying.
A little bit of everything. How's your hand?
Freaking busted it today. Landed right on it in soccer. I was trying to dribble and the blacktop we were playing on had some loose gravel and I landed right on it and I felt a stinger on it and I was like, gotta be kidding me. So it was doing better. And now it's doing worse. Oh, one more thing. What do you got? Can I show you something?
Say it. 64-64 at halftime.
Okay. All right, can you see that? Man.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
It looks like your brother on the right.
Close. He's actually kind of like my brother. So that's Eminem's daughter, Haley, and that's Eminem, Marshall Mathers on the right.
Is it really?
Yeah, look at him. It's a little grainy, but yeah. Look at that. Marshall, Haley, the one he raps about, is married. And there's old Marshall Mathers. Haley.
Yeah, she's pretty. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that his only kid?
I think he's got one other daughter, because I feel like he rapped about it. Eminem kids. There's Haley. Oh, he's got 3 kids.
Oh, okay.
Haley, I think Elena and Stevie. So I think he's got 3 daughters.
Yeah, I've heard the other one, Elena. Huh.
Yeah.
So I've heard that he lives in Temple, Texas.
Eminem does?
Yeah. Somebody told me that. I think he was living in LA and he finally just got like fed up with it. He was like, I'm moving to Temple. They were like, what? He was like, yeah, I'm moving to Temple, Texas.
Huh.
Where does Eminem live?
There's no way. He's a Detroit guy. He's this
Detroit native, right?
Yeah. He was in Paris, Texas.
Clinton Township,
Michigan?
Warren. Yeah, Michigan. Seems like he's a Michigan guy. Still burned down his house. That's the craziest. I forgot about Dre. The handful of gas and a handful of matches and a can full of gas and still won't found out. So from here on out, it's to Chronic 2. Yeah, I love that song.
Is he
Chronic? Do most of it. Still loco enough to
episode 21.
Charleston, dude. Chicka, Slim Shady. Hotter than a set of twin babies. Peace.